My grandparents were teachers. I think anybody that chooses to be a teacher is driven by passion, is driven by vocation, and is driven by wanting to help. It was at the time that Dubai was looking to open up their economy. There was a very clear understanding amongst the leadership that their people would need to be able to speak English. There was somebody in His Highness Sheikh Rashid's court that said, well, I know a guy, that guy happened to be my grandfather. They came here initially to tutor adults, basic English and maths. 1968, they were able to build and run their very first school, our own, in Bastakia, which today still exists, albeit it's in Al-Warqa. So that was the beginning of, I suppose, any journey. So my grandparents obviously founded the first school, which in itself was an incredible achievement for them, given that they were teachers and not necessarily business folk. It was only when my father returned from the UK that he saw an opportunity not only to fulfill a commercial imperative but a social imperative as well, and has brought us and led us to where we are today, which is the largest private K-12 education company in the world. We're very proud of the fact that we're a Dubai and a UAE-born brand. When I've always articulated sort of, what are the values that the family holds dear, and I've said it previously, it's passion, ambition, humility, and it is about faith. So those are the things that were represented, were told to us that we would learn from in any settings. When I think about passion and or ambition, I think passion comes from the fact that my grandparents were teachers. I think anybody that chooses to be a teacher is driven by passion, is driven by vocation, and is driven by wanting to help. So that was very, very evident when I looked at my grandparents, and it was very evident when you look at my father. Right? To be as driven and to have built the enterprise that we have, to have created some of the things that we have that have had global impact, requires an incredible amount of dedication, an incredible amount of sacrifice. The role of the chief executive is well established. I would hope that I'm mostly required to be a symbol and a signal for the organization, to be able to articulate both to our internal and external stakeholders exactly who we are, who we want to be, and what we want to try and achieve, why we want to achieve the things that we do. If I was to give you the very broad answer, it's basically responsibility for ensuring that we're delivering on the expectations of all of our key stakeholders, whether that is our shareholders, our board, our families and our students, or our people and the people that work for us each and every day. When you ask the question, what was it like growing up as the son of Sunny Varkey? Honestly, I grew up in a family that prioritized above everything else the value of education, the impact that education can have in enabling families and communities to aspire to much greater things. I always joke with people that my father is the consummate founder entrepreneur. I'm probably the typical professional, and my brother is the techie. So very complementary skills when you consider the ambition and aspiration that we have to try and change the world through education. If I was advising young people today, I would always tell them to do what they're incredibly passionate about, because so much of what you will do in later life, you will actually learn based on the real experiences that you will have. Yes, it's wonderful to have the theory, but in this day and age, you've got an entire life to learn the theory. You'll always be learning. So when you think about university, it's certainly for generations today and future generations, go and do what you love.